Police investigators have been asked by Auditor General Deodat Sharma to probe the hefty spending in legal fees and private lawyers by the former APNU AFC administration in a series of political cases. But that may prove to be an uphill task with no paper trail left at the Attorney General chambers for several cases that were mounted following the March 2, 2020 elections. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Anil Nandlal made the disclosure on Monday, one day after it was made public that the Auditor General had asked the police to conduct an in-depth investigation and institute charges where necessary for a series of procurement breaches. Nadla said for the period between March to August 2020, when the APNU AFC and its supporters mounted a series of court battles to stave off its exit from government, no bills or invoices can be found.
What has been revealed publicly is for 2019 to 2015. 2020, we can find no invoices, we can find no retention contract, we can find no invoices of payments being made. I refuse to believe that all these lawyers, both in Guyana and across the Caribbean, offer their services pro bono. They must have been paid. And one is now left to speculate how those payments were made, through what agency were they made, and who paid them.
He described the situation as incestuous and said the police will now have to decide how they will go about investigating in the absence of important materials. The Attorney General suggested that the lawyers may have to be contacted individually and interrogated. Speaking generally in the Auditor General's report into the former government's legal fees of over 170 million between 2015 and 2020 and a series of breaches in the procurement of external lawyers, Nandla said it was not an isolated incident of corruption.
This is taxpayers' dollars we are speaking about. There must at least, at a minimum, be some form of accountability. We can find nothing in this building. That's one of the first things I requested when I assumed office, to look at the bills from March 22nd to August 2nd, and nothing can be found. So that is another mystery.
The Attorney General said following the revelations in the Auditor General's report, Cabinet will have to meet and decide on how it addresses the situation before moving forward. Nandlal also pointed out that the majority of the political cases were lost by the then government. He said the taxpayers' funded cases benefited them nothing. In the audit report, it was found that in many instances the contracts were entered into with the attorneys, but the posts were never publicly advertised. With many of the cases dating back to the no confidence motion, this resulted in a breach of the Procurement Act. In addition to the police probe, the Auditor General said disciplinary action should be taken against those culpable of breaching the Procurement Act, and the ministry must ensure there is full compliance with the Procurement Act with respect to the awarding of contracts.